newsflash. We're in. We're starting. Okay, Kharadron Overlords. It's here. It's happening right now. Get in your boats. It's happening. Kharadron Overlords. Holy shit! What do you guys think? It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, Christmas presents is what I'm saying.
It's Christmas. New year, new army. It's Kharadron Overlords. We're gonna rule the meta. This is the time.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
You thought Bone Reapers were bad? Oh boy, you haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah. You wait till they get shot in the face by gold.
Look, top meta armies of 2020 is going to be like 90% Kharadron Overlords, like 5% Bone Reapers, and 5% Slaanesh, and then like 0.5% of other things that aren't those armies. Kharadron Overlords.
Well, if we do overtake the meta, no one will be playing Slaanesh. Because we're just.
Oh, they're going to get screwed.
Okay.
So, for people who have been living under a cloud, Kharadron Overlords got announced the other day. We're getting a box set along with some Zenshi boys, but that's not important. You know what's important? Boats and balloon boys, Flying Enderman Master, Kharadron Overlords.
Yep.
You are literally the Australian Trump right now.
I don't want any fake news about Lizardmen or Zenshian bullshittery. It's Kharadron Overlords. That's all that matters.
Make KO great again.
Kharadron Overlords are going to be so great.
Let's see if I can screen share the article so we can put a picture up. Here we go. Oh my god, it's so slow.
Okay, I am now in my car because I realised that this was way too loud.
Yeah, how's the weather over there? Is it cold enough to be able to just sit in your car?
Nah, it's not really. I mean, it's like what? Let's have a look. Actually, it is 16 degrees at the moment. That's Celsius.
That's nice.
For any of you who live in, not the Commonwealth. But yeah, it's not too bad.
Yikes.
Oh, look at that boy!
Flying Enderman Master.
I've got such a chub.
As he was always meant to be.
Like, can I say something a little bit heretical though?
Ooh,
go ahead.
Sure.
I think I know what it's going to be.
You might get kicked from the guild guide if you do.
I mean, like, it's a cool model. I do like it. It's just there's something not right there in regards to the arms. It's just, yeah.
Well, he's got a little bit of a goofiness to him, hasn't he?
I don't know. It's just, I mean, yeah. I don't know. But apart from that, it's fucking cool, and I'm going to get one as soon as I can afford it, because fuck eating food. But yeah, no, man, it's cool. I just wish they changed the fucking flight stand. It's still the same one.
Yeah.
Well, saying that, he looks surprisingly high up off that base. I don't know if it's just the angle they're taking the picture from. But,
no, I think you're right. I think he is a bit taller.
So all they do is make the flight stands longer, but the same.
Yeah, true, actually.
I don't know.
You know what this means, though?
What?
It means battle line Endrinriggers.
No.
That's what we're looking at.
Sky Wardens, we all know that. Come on.
Well, he is an Endrin master, so
Master of the Endrins.
Does make sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
but if they do,
so, but...
that probably also means big nerf incoming.
We've
Oh,
got
don't
at
say
least until the FAQ comes out to have just a nice broken codex, just like everybody else.
that. Except if you're more tribes.
Ah, well,
In which
yeah.
case your book is bad, apparently. According to the sensationalist fake news, Age of Sigmar media. Which isn't actually the case. But yeah, I don't know.
More tribes can beat up ghosts. They ignore all their death saves.
They do. It's just really quite cool. But I'm afraid that you don't really see Nighthaunt getting to the top tables at the moment. I mean, like, you might see Legion of Grief, but you're not going to see pure like Nighthaunt allegiance taking 5-5.
Not with Kharadron Overlords coming in with their antis flying, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, boy.
Oh, I hope that rule stays. Oh, I hope Zilfin stays.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
it's gonna be so fucking cool.
So, for this episode, do we want to wish list and predictions? I mean, we did a bit of wish listing.
Just then.
Tiny bit. Yeah. So, I think. Well, should we do the elephant in the room first of all, and talk about Arcanauts?
Yeah. Nerf incoming. Nerf incoming.
Yeah, actually, I have to agree. I definitely think they might change. They might change how many weapons special weapons you can take in a unit.
Yeah, definitely. They're going like the Storm Vermin, the Storm Fiends. It's going to be one of each special weapon per 10, just like in the box.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They're going to do something, that's for sure.
I think the age of 12 Skyhawks is over.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but in the end, kindly.
Oh, it's going to be. It needs to happen. As long as they don't. I kind of like the way it works now, but it's just I feel like it needs a tweak.
It was a very powerful rule, powerful unit, but it wasn't exactly lore friendly, was it?
No. Well, the annoying thing is as well, it's just like from a list building perspective, everyone was doing the same thing to an extent. Even if you weren't using big units of Arcanauts, you were still using Skyhooks mostly.
Pretty much.
Certainly, no one was using Sky Pikes unless they were. Well, that's a Scream unit, and I can't bother to kick bash or buy extra bits.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it really what I would like would just be a tweak to either abilities or stats to make the other two guns, the other gun and the Sky Pike worthwhile.
I'm sure the Sky Pike is going to get some upgrades. I'm thinking they're going to give Kharadron Overlords a much more close combat edge with these new rules.
Yeah.
So the focus so what we know is, we've got a balloon character, we've got a box full of balloons. I think the new unit to have will be Sky Wardens and Endon Riggers.
So no change there then. Because they're the units to have anyway.
But I'm thinking with all of that, it's also going to lead into a bit of a close combat lean for the whole army. Kharadron Overlords aren't going to be as much of a full shoot.
But with that, that sort of takes away the whole theme of the army, which is to shoot everything off the table in turn 2. But I would like to see some close combat stuff.
Well, yeah, we need a combat improvement because at the moment, if you get into combat, you just melt away, unless it's your turn and you charge and it's your riggers.
I mean, to counter that, they might improve some of the saves.
Yeah.
Oh, please improve the ship saves.
Look, I'm not even ships. Like, I can honestly see them maybe taking Arcanauts to 4 up, maybe, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And Thunderers might go to a 3. I mean, it would make them pretty broken, but But in the end, they're giant armored fucking dwarves, and giant suits with guns. If they haven't at least got a 3-up save, there's something terribly wrong.
Yeah, but Stormcast don't have a 4-up, and they're giant fucking armored dudes with shields and magic.
Yeah, actually, you're not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, but they have other rules which still counter that. They've still got the whole.
Reroll saves.
Yeah, and they can get +1 to save and stuff with a Castellan.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think they're going to have to be cautious with stuff like that because of Tempest Eye. So any KO stuff can go in an army where they get +1 to save.
Oh yeah, on turn 1, and then 2-up save. Endenrig as if Okay, but the Ironclad deserves it.
Yeah, the Ironclad really does need a better save, or I don't know, or just like after saves or something. I don't know.
Right now, it's way too. It's way too squishy right now.
Yeah. Basically, you either win in the first 2 turns by shooting everything off, or enough of everything off, or you lose because they manage to get into combat with you and stuff just melts.
That is the KO. I just hope they don't overcompensate and make us really just a combat army with a bit of shooting here and there.
Yeah, well, I think they're obviously. I mean, if you look at the fact that the hero's got multiple guns, I think, we're still primarily be a shooting army.
Yeah.
It's just that we actually have an edge in combat. I mean, it could be as simple as they increase like the number of attacks Arcanauts have with their cutters to 2 or something.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully.
So, also, what do you think is going to happen to the Chemist? Do we think he's going to stay as one of a must-take hero?
I don't know if he's going to necessarily still be a must-take. He's still going to provide a buff. It depends what they do with the other heroes, really. And if trends what the new hero does as well, because if this new hero does make something battle line, then a lot of people will be taking him, and it depends on points as well, because at the moment the Chemist is quite expensive.
Yeah,
he does a lot of work for those points, but
he doubles the effectiveness of a unit basically.
Yeah, or 2 units if you're in Urbaz. But you don't see people running 3 or 4 of them now, do you? It's not like we're not like some armies where people are playing 6 heroes.
Yeah, we're really low on heroes. New hero will be good. I hope he's somewhat survivable, so we can win things like 3 places of power.
Yeah.
And
weird because we're not that low on heroes. Just most of them don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, the best hero we have is Gotrek. Oh boy! So I've been lately these past couple weeks. I've been months really. I've been practicing for CanCon, happening late January. The big 220-man tournament in Canberra. It's gonna be nuts. I'm testing the list out, which is similar to the one from last CanCon, but instead of Evocators, it's Gotrek. And I've been playing nothing but Bone Reapers. My entire club has just moved to Bone Reapers. And yeah, it's fun. It's not too bad. There's one guy who's really good, and I haven't won a single game against him, but other than that, Gotrek just mulches things. Gotrek walks up to a unit of 20 Mortek Guard and mulches them. He walks through the catapults don't affect him because they only damage one. Yeah, just
I thought the
massive
catapults did damage
distraction.
5.
They do, but Gotrek turns everything into damage 1.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
So he just kind of walks through it.
Yeah.
The only thing that will catch him out is if the Mortek Guard actually charge him and get to fight, in which case the 15 billion attacks that generate on 5s and do stuff, that'll kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. But then they can't get many in combat with him because he's on a small base. So
yeah.
The trouble with Gotrek is getting him where you need him to be.
Yeah. So one thing they do, that terrain piece on a 4+, it stops the unit from running and can only charge D6. It only goes off on a 4+, but yeah, that slows him down. But around turn 2, he's in the middle of the field and he just goes wherever he needs to. Still haven't been able to kill Catacross.
That terrain piece, you have to be within an inch of it anyway. So you just don't deploy him near it.
Oh no, it's 18 inches.
Oh, their terrain piece. Oh, I thought you were talking about
their terrain piece.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah. 50-50 though. Yeah. Oh yeah, all their abilities on a 4+, aren't they, with that terrain?
Some of them are automatic, like the little there's a little do a mortal wound thing, but 4+ to halve to basically slow down a unit.
Yeah.
Still haven't been able to kill Catacross though. Not even Gotrek can do that. Don't know what to do. He's got 20 wounds. He can get cover. He's got lookout sir because he's a character.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Just so.
Yeah, that's a lot of wounds to chew through. But...
Yeah. Oh, also, once per turn, every turn, he makes one unit neg 1 to hit. Just because.
Yeah, which if you've got a big block of Arcanauts, you can guarantee it's going to be that unit.
It's them. Yep, it's always them.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh,
but, all right.
Back on track. We've gone on a tangent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's talk about what we think is going to happen with kits, as in new kits, like terrain and endless thingies, because there won't be spells. If we get them.
Nah, you wait. The Kharadron Overlord, 3 endless spells. Those navigators, they're wizards now. Wabam, calling it right here. You heard it first.
I have a different prediction. My prediction is quite boring. I just don't think we're going to get any.
Well, I mean, all evidence seems to point to that. Is that we're just going to get the new character in the box and the book, which I'm happy with. I mean, I would have liked to have seen a new terrain piece since Aether Manifestations, I suppose. But it's not going to happen. it's not going to happen.
I don't know. I mean, it could do. I think if it is going to happen, we'll know like next week, or it'll be the Warhammer Open Day, won't it? But
because all these ancients going to get in the spells. I mean, that's just low hanging fruit.
Oh, they better. The Orcs should have gotten endless spells, but hey.
Yeah, true.
But yeah. You were saying something about you couldn't see the terrain in the company that makes it.
No, the import tracking site. No, so there's nothing on there. No manifest unless it's delayed or something. I mean, it's been
So there's a external company that makes the terrain for GW, and on their import it doesn't mention any new terrain coming, any new terrain being imported this month.
No. Yes, it's not on their website. It's like on a separate import tracking website for like US customs or something. I don't know how it works really. Just click on the link that other people send me. But yeah, you can see the other stuff that they've sent recently, unless they sent Slaves of Darkness stuff and 40k stuff and like the generic terrain from Warcry that's going into separate kits, but there's nothing for Kharadron Overlords. So unless it's delayed, it's probably not happening.
Right.
It's a shame.
That's a shame.
I mean, what would be really funny would be because obviously all this stuff is shipped on like big shipment containers. It's not air freight. It's all boats. So it'd be really funny if it actually had been attacked by pirates. That would be quite dramatic.
So good. Well, not for the people on the boat, but
Well,
No.
obviously that's not going to happen though.
It'd be so nice to have a train piece like that. The supply depot that we've all been talking about.
Well, we need a Zombek. That's what we want.
Fucking hell,
what?
a zombie.
A what?
A Zombek.
What's a Zombek?
So
Have you not read the law?
What? Apparently not.
Right. Okay. So
Apparently not.
Basically, that KO have a thing which is like a flying lighthouse, which is on trade routes in the sky. So it's like this flying lighthouse, like beacon thing for navigation and to protect the trade route. And they can garrison it as well, and it has guns. And it's just like this thing that's flying there that ships use as like a waymarker and sort of protects the sky in that area.
Yeah.
And
there has been known to be some like on mountain tops and stuff like that, and on the ground as well, like they're important trade partners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that would work.
There's not much indication of how big they are, but obviously they're big enough to fit Arkanauts inside. They're not just like little floating beacons, but whether like in terms of whether they're bigger than a ship or smaller than a ship or whatever, I don't know. Like they're not like a proper station, like where you can go and refuel or anything. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, still waiting on Forge World to make those giant airships.
I'm sorry, I just read the WhatsApp. It's like, how can a guy on a KO podcast not know what a zombie is?
Well,
You've been called out. Oh god, that's great. So
I know nothing. I'm actually just a Zench player. Sorry.
Carry on.
Well,
I feel bad now.
Some people don't read the little
the
law.
I thought I read the law. I read the law. You listen to 2+ Tough's law videos, which are really nice, and no one's ever talked about a freaking Zombek.
Honestly, we have been talking about Zombeks for ages in our little Facebook chat and on the Facebook in the group as well.
Oh, it's great. But no, for those of you who are listening who don't actually know who Alexander Kron is, he's probably the best performing Age of Sigmar player in the world.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Why? Who's beating you now?
The Adeptus Dices, the Canadian guy.
Oh right, yeah, fair enough.
He won 6 games and actually won his event. I just won 5 games at CanCon.
Well, either way, you're
happen.
the original, mate.
CanCon 2020. You ready? I'm ready.
Oh, we're ready. I'm going to be watching that live stream. I'm going to have a fat chub. I'm going to be covered in biscuits. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'll be covered in Tim Tams, like just wallowing alone, screaming
Tim Tams.
Screaming at the Honest War game and going, ah! That's literally what I did the last time. So.
Yeah, you were. I remember you were extremely excited.
How very Australian of you. Tim Tams.
Hey, man, Kiwi Tim Tams are so much better than Australian Tim Tams. I'm sorry to say.
Are they? Are they?
Yes, because we have real milk, because we have more cows than people. I'm sorry.
You sure it's not sheep milk there?
No, sheep milk isn't that great, to be honest with you. But anyway, we're getting off track again. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh, right, yeah. So I'd so love a Zombek.
Yeah, me too.
But-
It'd be great. I mean, like, to be honest with you, like, knowing G-Dub now, I mean, we'd expect it to be quite big. I mean, because you guys have seen the Ossiarch one. It's fucking
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
It would be
It's
the
stupid.
first flying terrain piece as well. So it'd be interesting.
On
yeah,
a wobbly, tiny flight stand.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine
Giant-
the hate on the flight stand?
Yeah, the Ossiarch Bone Reaper's statue, but on a flight stand. It would be that. It would be nothing but that.
Because theirs is just like a big, massive base with a pillar in the middle, isn't it? So just imagine that upside down,
Yeah,
but with a thinner
with
pillar.
a giant, like,
On like a 5mm
giant
thick
flight
flight stand.
Oh.
oh, fuck, it'd be so good.
But it'd be a moving terrain piece, and we'd get like rerolls.
That would be my only concern with a terrain piece for KO is you'd really want it to buff the ships, but
Yeah.
the way terrain normally works is you have to be near it, and the whole point of the ships is that you can move around the board. So
Yeah, so the terrain piece could move with your ships, and you could tow it. You could tow it with ships.
tow it. Quite cool, actually, just tow it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
call the
like,
pickup truck.
that actually brings me to a. So sorry, carry on.
I'm just talking shit.
Oh, okay. Well, because classic. But like that actually brings me to a point, actually, a prediction. So the Engine Master on the dirigible thing, I actually think he might buff ships, because that's pretty much meant to be the whole role of the engine rigger and the engine master, is to repair the ship and to enhance the ship. Yeah. Yeah.
And it would be so good if they give them buffs.
Yeah, well, so like obviously at the moment he repairs the ship. So do you think they just take that and make it better? Because I can't. Or is he going to give them more firepower? Because that doesn't really fit the lore, does it?
No. I reckon he might be able to improve the save. So instead of doing on the war scroll, they'll just make it so that he is a must-have to keep if your ship's alive. Because I reckon they're really going to push for ships in this one, because obviously ships are the big pieces and they love selling big pieces. So I reckon that they might make the ships better, but obviously have that guy there to make them even better. You know what I mean?
How about if he gave them like a save after the save, and thematically it's just like, well, he repairs it instantly. He's just that good at repairing stuff that rather than getting like a modifier to save, like he just. I guess the question would be is like how he's gonna. I don't know, like how he's gonna buff like gun haulers, because they really need the improvement. But, I don't know. Obviously, like he's not going to be embarking in a gun hauler, although he's basically a flying hero engine rig, isn't he? So he's probably not going to be embarking anyway. He's going to be hitching. So he could be doing anything.
Yeah, well, that's another point as well. Is with the gun hauler. I mean, do you think that we're going to be able to see it have like engine riggers lashed onto it, that kind of thing? So like how it works with the frigate and the ironclad?
Possibly. I mean, I don't know if they'd do it, but I think they should change the high hitching rule anyway.
Yeah.
Because from a list writing perspective, it just pushes you down one particular route. But then when you see the fact that they put Skyriggers in the box set, maybe they just thought, sod it, we'll just sell tons of them. I don't. And then they think, well, they just double down on it instead.
Well, I mean, I'd love to see somebody try and put 18 engine riggers around a gun hauler, like as the rule stands at the moment. Like we saw with the clown car, like the amount of times I'd sit there with my wee 3-inch widget, trying to fit in 18 fucking sky riggers, sky wardens and engine riggers after I dropped in with an iPad. I was like,
when you're doing it, your opponents was like, how far away can they be from that ship? And you're like 3 inches, and they're like, oh, And I was like, but it's not holy within. And they're like, oh,
Partially. So
Yeah,
you can
but-
get like three rows of people.
yeah,
You know, because I used to like think it was almost wholly within. So I used to like sit there trying to stack all these fucking dudes in, including the Arcanauts as well. Oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
god, it was painful. But it's
Same
still worth.
here. Until I played Ben Spinetti at Sydney, and he started putting out like just a little bit of their bases within 3, and he was like, no, it doesn't say wholly within 3. I'm like, I've been playing these guys for years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
god,
yeah.
that made me
But,
so mad
I mean-
when I realised that. I was like, oh fuck.
That's probably going to change to holy within, though, isn't it?
I almost guarantee it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it might change to 6 inches, though.
I hope it's
Oh,
sick.
I mean, if you look at
6
the bridge,
inches.
the bridge is 6 inches, isn't it?
Is it?
I think. Should I check? I just said that, so I probably should have known before I said it. I think it's 6. Oh,
Don't come to this podcast for any serious rules.
yeah, and any knowledge about zombies either.
No, wow.
Yeah.
What are they? What even are those?
The bridge is 6 inches.
We've never heard them. They're not in anywhere. No one talks about those things. They're pretty fringe.
Yeah, the bridge is 6 inches. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll go to Holo Within 6. And that would be a fairly sizable buff as it is.
That'd be fucking huge.
Especially
Oh.
turn 1. It's just like you just said, disembark engine rig is 6 inches outside of your deployment zone. I mean,
I
we
mean-
already hope we get 4 and a bit, but an extra inch always makes a difference.
Speaking of boats, I guess one huge question: shooting from the deck. Do we think it's going to happen?
Well,
A what?
Shooting
like
from the
Gareth
deck.
knew,
Yes,
shooting
it
from
should
inside the
happen.
ship.
It needs to happen.
I've heard rumours from playtesting that it is happening, and that the Thunderers are very good.
Of course, you're
Yeah,
in
that-
England. You've got all the connections.
I don't have all the connections. I have like one connection. and then, I have like one connection, and then I'm just relying on his connections.
You've got like friend of a friend.
Pardon?
You got like friend of a friend going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's all a lot of it is just rumors anyway. Like obviously, because they're not allowed to really say things, so
No.
you have to take everything you hear with a bit of a pinch of salt anyway. And I don't know how it's going to work because whenever people suggest it in the past, my concern is always been that's just too powerful.
Yeah, it could get like that.
But I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, talking about the same guys that said that the Hedonites of Slaanesh book was okay.
yeah.
The Bone Reapers were
the other thing
okay.
is if we're massively powerful when we come out, then it's going to be at some point a nerf, and we've already had enough nerfs.
Yeah,
You don't
we've
think
already been slapped in the face with the proverbial cock of GG Dub. More than enough.
That's
So-
fine, because now they give us the carrot. Now we get it. Now's our time.
Yeah.
We've got like
So,
2
like,
months to enjoy it until Games Workshop takes another look at it and goes, "Ugh, no, what were we doing?"
Well, when it comes to if there's one thing that I've noticed, and this is in no way a slap in the face to the guys that write the books, but I mean, it seems that at least as a sensationalist view, that if Ben Johnson's involved, the book's going to be amazing. If that other guy's involved, then it's going to be good and it's going to be thematic and interesting, but it's not going to be as powerful. At least from what I guess. So I've got my fingers crossed for Ben Johnson. However, if Sam Pearson's writing it, we may not get the results that we want, but it'll still be cool. So either
I
way.
don't think Ben does any of the writing of the books. I think you're getting mixed up with Jervis.
My apologies to Sam if he's listening. I guarantee you he's not.
anyone's listening.
You know,
I think they turned off after the Zombek Gate, and then.
Yeah, well, not after that. Now we know we're all fakes. Well, I'm a fake.
Yeah.
You guys are cool. You guys know what Zombeks are.
Yeah.
We actually have 100 subscribers now, didn't you say?
103.
Yay!
Ooh.
Probably gone down. There's probably
After that Zombek, it's gonna be one of those a live tracker. Watch the Geldrads. Just the subscriber count just tracking him down all the way back down to 5.
Yeah.
Impeach Kron.
Not my admiral.
I see what you're saying about how there's like basically 2 different types of books. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. I think it's like it's not necessarily the fact of how they write it. I think it's more like a editing issue at the end.
Yeah,
because the rules writers should be exploring as much space as possible when they write the books, and then it's later when it gets edited that think someone to sort of say, look, from a balance perspective, this needs to be weaker or this needs to be stronger, but not when they do their initial writing. I don't think that's necessarily an issue, but
So one thing that I'm gonna call this as wish listing because I'm not super sure it's gonna happen. But one mechanic I really think would be good in the KO book is some way to get double shooting.
You mean like
shoot twice in one shooting phase?
I think that might happen.
You mean a bit like double combat? You like where a unit can just pile in?
So other armies get two combats, pile in attack twice. Yeah. We get double shooting like the Ordinator used to give to war machines. Yeah.
I mean, but with that, that's a double-edged sword because at least from us being the clown car players, we remember and we know how much of a negative play experience that can be. So even just having the 2 shooting is just But I do want to see it happen because fuck it. Well, and fuck everyone else apparently.
Stormcast have it. Stormcast, but they have it in the hero phase, don't they?
Yeah, they can shoot in the hero phase.
Yeah,
no,
that is true.
One thing I do wonder is things like footnotes, whether they become command abilities.
Yeah, they might.
I reckon they'll become like an allegiance ability thing, just like they are now. Except Skyports won't have specific ones they have. You just get to pick them. I think that's what's going to happen. But obviously, I'll probably be proven wrong because I'm an idiot. But yeah.
One thing they tend to do now is if you have when they do the sub allegiances, they have a sort of formula for them where there's just like an ability, a command ability, and and then like an artifact as well.
There'll be. Well, we kind of have that now, kind of. Yeah. Like you got the Aethospheric Endrons and the. Someone makes the iron.
We don't have the command abilities now, do we? Like, and that's one of the big things with KO is like when command points come in, it's like don't really have anything to spend them on. So much.
Yeah, we're very low on command points. That could change because the game seems to be going very heavy towards just everyone has command abilities. Everyone gets command points. Everyone has command abilities. Bone Reapers had to have their own thing of like where they get like 20 points a turn and can spend it on everything except for re-rolling charges, which is very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think like something like the Chemist's ability could go to a command ability. So then you can't spam it so much. You just because you have to spend a command point.
So you have to think about it. Yeah.
Or things like the footnotes now. So rather than like things like Barrack Warnar, Barrack Urbas, where you can shoot or attack once in the hero phase, rather than it being once per battle, it becomes like you can do it whenever you want, but you've got to use command points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, because if it's shooting, and then you can just stack a load of command points and have the Aether Quartz brooch, and that could end up being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just keep shooting over and over in the neighborhood. I mean, they do that with command abilities anyway. Sometimes where they say it can only be used once per phase anyway. So, even, regardless of anything, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they definitely need to be cautious with the shooting.
Shooting can, if there's too much of it, it is more powerful than combat because you can't get. There's no danger to you while you're shooting the enemy. While if you get into combat, there's always the chance that they fight back.
Yeah.
Shooting can be very powerful if it's not. If it's just. If you go too heavily into it, you get a game like 40k.
Yeah.
Where one army will wipe out the other in turn one.
Yeah. Which is kind of what we had with the original Crown Car. So you'd wipe someone out, or it would depend on the double turn, like who got the ball off, and then if you got it, you'd do it in shooting, you'd finish them off. So I don't know. It's a double-edged sword for shooting though, because obviously normally if you are good at shooting, you're not good at combat. So then
usually, unless you're an Endor, in which case, why not both?
Just why not both? But yeah, because there's an inherent strength with shooting and an inherent weakness. Where the strength is like obviously you can do it from distance, and you're not.
Yeah.
There's less risk involved, but the inherent weakness is like with combat is you can attack in your opponent's turn, whereas in shooting you can't.
Yeah, that too.
Which is kind of like a self-balancing thing. But obviously, if it's too powerful, then it just tilts that balance completely.
You don't want to be able to completely wipe out your opponent in one turn, on your first turn, basically.
Or just kill all their heroes.
Yes, you do. What are you talking about? That's like been our strategy for the past couple of years.
Shoot the hero. Yeah. But I would like to see some changes to do with rather like to increase our resilience, but without actually making us more resilient, but just to make us more spiky when you attack us. So things like sky pikes, if they had an ability to basically, if you had a sky pike, fight in the charge phase.
Yeah.
Because
more Overwatch.
More
ways to make a unit.
Something so like when an enemy unit charges you and you can just shoot them, or you can just stab them with your sky pikes. I think would be really good. And I'd like it just because it would then be really good in the activation wars. And you wouldn't have any of this complicated. Oh, well, who gets to fight first? Because I was in the charge phase, so sort of.
Yeah.
So that'd be really good. And it's without just making us really strong, like as in defensive.
We can still be the glass cannon.
My phone's about to die, so I've got to fuck off.
Right. Okay.
Once again, always early. I'm sorry, team. It's just like my sex life. I always finish too soon. Right. Well, happy chatting. I hope our special guest does actually arrive. And kia ora to everyone. Have a happy new year. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, mate.
Bye. Happy New Year.
Bye. Where were we?
I mean, I guess we should probably also talk about the other elephant in the room. We haven't done a podcast in a while, and we're sorry, but we're just shit at scheduling.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, life happens.
Yeah. My country's on fire.
Oh dear. You literally live in the realm of fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
actually
super actually.
So, what about Sky Wardens and Engine Riggers? What do you think?
I think one of them's going to become. I think Sky Wardens are going to. They're going to be less. They're going to get less samey. So we're going to get. Sky Wardens are going to become a lot more shooting, and Engine Riggers are going to become a lot more combat oriented. So I think the Engine Riggers are going to lose their really good guns, their rivet guns.
Yeah.
And Engine Riggers are probably going to be. Sky Wardens are probably going to get a big buff to their pistols.
So you don't think they'll change the melee profiles?
Well, I mean, Sky Wardens get whatever the Sky Pike is, and Engine Riggers are probably going to keep staying.
What I meant was like the actual stats for them, though.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I mean, it kind of depends what they do with the chemist. But at the moment, it's like...
I reckon we're going to get a lot of difference. I reckon the stats are going to change. I reckon the Arcanauts' pistols are actually going to change a lot, too.
Reckon.
I think we're either going to get longer range or rend on them.
Possibly.
I think the pistols are going to be better.
Or do you reckon they just like go to 4+, 3+, or 3+, 4+?
They could be, 3+, 4+ kind of makes sense.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, generally, I feel like the Sky Wardens and Riggers sort of play the opposite role to what they do in the lore at the moment, don't they? So the Engine Riggers are meant to be near the ships and defend the ships.
And the Sky Wardens are going to
go out, but everyone plays them the opposite way around.
Yeah, well, Sky Wardens are supposed to be, somewhere on the battlefield, and right now they're not.
But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do, because they could go down this route. Because at the moment, obviously, they could both take the guns.
They can both take all the upgrades, yeah.
So maybe
that could
change it so that there is just one unit has the guns and one unit doesn't. But I don't know.
Yeah, it'd probably be Sky Wardens with the guns, and Engine Riggers with just their basic melee.
Yeah. But then that would mean they end up playing the same way as they do now, doesn't it? Unless they just make the guns better.
Yeah, I think they're going to be more. They're going to be less. Have less diverse roles and more. Yeah, they're going to gravitate more towards what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
they're going to be more specialized units than more general units.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because there's so many things they could change other than just the basic stats of the units. Like if they change the high hitches rule, or if they change, they could just change movement. Because the interesting thing about the new hero is he's basically like an Engine Rigger or Sky Warden, but with a propeller on the back of his balloon as well.
Yep.
Does that indicate he's going to be faster? But then they're already pretty fast as it is.
I doubt they're going to be far. I don't think he's going to be faster. I think he's going to have 12-inch movement like the others, which is plenty fast enough.
Yeah. Or the other thing is, to kind of fit that, is they could slow down Engine Riggers and Sky Wardens slightly.
They could, yeah.
I mean, I don't want them to. I like the 12-inch movement.
I think grapnel launchers are probably going to get changed a bit, or at least very least cleared up as to exactly how that works with the 24 inches.
Well, yeah. So basically, they rewrite the rule that's been FAQ'd of the FAQ of the FAQ.
Yeah.
So it makes some sort of sense. So, what would that be? 4 times the charm?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, hey, it'll be pretty novel to actually, take my book to an event and use the book, not use the FAQ and then sometimes refer to the book to see like the wounds characteristics of an ironclad or something like that.
Yeah.
Although, unfortunately, it's not looking like we're going to be able to use the book at CanCon because they want you to have an FAQ out to be able to use it, and no way the book and the FAQ is coming out by the end of January.
Oh, because the FAQ would be 2 weeks after release.
Usually, yeah, and we're not like it's not coming out next week.
No. So you're probably not going to get to. So they say the book must have been out and then also had its 2 week FAQ. They're saying basically.
Yeah, to use the book and the event.
Yeah, you're probably going to be out of luck there then.
So it's going to be a last hurrah of the old book.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
In that instance, will they assume they still allow the old book then?
Yeah.
Because they didn't allow either.
Well, that'd be stupid.
Technically, it's been replaced, and it's not current rules, but
no Kharadron Overlords at all in our event.
So what about if the stats changes? Would you use the new War Scrolls but then use the old book?
No, I think you really just use the old book.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, it's weird. I should probably actually talk to someone about this and not just assume things.
Yeah, you should probably find out because it could be like a weird hybrid where you have to use the new War Scrolls because they are the only existing War Scrolls.
On the app, yeah, they would be.
Because then if your opponent was trying to look at the War Scrolls and then they're not correct, but then you have to use the older allegiance abilities, it could end up being really powerful for that one tournament.
Just kind of fluke my way through and
I don't know. That'd be interesting. I'm in a similar boat. I've got 2 tournaments in January. One tournament on the 11th, so that will obviously be a
similar boat, you say?
Yes, a similar sky vessel. And then a tournament on the 1st of February or whatever Saturday weekend that is. The end of January says probably the same weekend.
Hey, it's on the last weekend of January, that tournament, CanCon. And I think it's a public holiday or something in Australia, I hope.
Right. Yeah, so 1st of February is my other tournament. So, but then they won't be they're not requiring anything about an FAQ. So
okay, just the book. So you can you're going to definitely be able to use the current, the new one. You're going to be able to use the new one.
The new one in the second tournament, the one in February. And have at least a week of practicing, hopefully, and reading it.
That'll be good.
I'm tempted.
And
the 11th to just take loads of skyhooks as a last hurrah.
Yeah. You watch. It's going to be this new book. It's going to be meta defining. We're going to be the new Slanesh, the new Bone Reapers.
Hopefully. I really hope it is. It's interesting because it's, I don't know, some like if you look back at the other books that come out, which has obviously been a lot, most of them have been basically books for armies that didn't really have a book, or they sort of had like a really old book. Do you know what I mean? Or like, they had a blank, almost like a blank, not like a completely blank slate to work on, but they didn't have quite such a full Battletome as like ours is. Like, because we were the first.
Blades of Khorne had one.
Yeah,
and obviously Stormcast had.
Stormcast, yeah, because they get like a new book every 6 months.
Every year, yeah.
But because we were the first ones to have like
Stormcast get a new book, time to change your fire alarm. Yep.
Yeah, you test the batteries in your fire alarm because Stormcast got a new book. So there's. And we're such a, I don't want to say broken book, but we kind of are. Like
A lot of the things don't work in the book anymore as intended.
So it's going to be sort of sweeping changes, but where they're replacing stuff as opposed to just adding in new things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see what they change. Because
cities kind of had the thing, and they got a lot of. Oh, did they get changes? Yeah, their Allegiance abilities got a lot of changes.
Yeah, well, because
the units didn't.
Cities was taking several different factions and combining them into one.
Basically.
So, but I don't know, it'd be interesting because there's just so many things that don't quite work very well that they could change, and then it's just sort of like, well, if they change one, the impact that will have on the other things that they change as well. So, like, if they change the chemist, then any discussion about unit stats completely changes.
Yeah.
And if they change the high hitches rule, then any discussion about ships and Endrin Riggers and Skywarden stats completely changes. And if they
yeah, I wonder if high hitches is actually going to change to so Endrin Riggers actually take up like space in a boat. That would be.
Yeah, well, because what I don't like about it currently is they're meant to not be inside the boat. They're meant to
they're meant to be flying around,
and they're just like attached on with like a little rope, like a hooked on, like a carabiner or whatever. So it would make more sense to have them like when you move the boat, they also move, and they all move as like one unit.
They could, yeah. So they can use the boat's movement, but then they can also make their own separate movement after the boat is moved.
But then again, like,
but they're also much more vulnerable. They're shootable. They're targetable.
Yeah, I mean the danger is that they can move potentially too far, because if the ship moves 12 and then they move another 12 afterwards, then
and you can kind of flip them from the back of the boat to the front of the boat. Yeah. It's weird. It's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah.
I also hope that boats get some kind of defense against combat, like neg 1 to hit or something. Because right now, why are the skeletons poking me with their spears? Why don't I just fly up?
Yeah. Well, I don't mind spears so much, but it's just like a stubby little sword. Like, because spears are meant to be long; they're 2-inch range. Like, yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like you would just fly higher in the sky and then shoot them.
Yeah. So, like, if a unit doesn't have fly, it's neg 1 to hit a boat in combat.
Yeah, or just like they can't hit it. Like, it can only be hit by units that can fly.
Oh, it can only be in combat with units that fly. That would make them very powerful.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be probably too powerful. Like, some armies would just not be able to do anything to them.
Well, you've got shooting or you've got combat.
You imagine things like Fire Slayers? Like, I mean, I know they can throw their axes. They can throw their axes at it, but you know, if it's an ironclad with 18 wounds,
it would basically be immune to Fire Slayers. Ooh. You don't want something like that, but you also want to recognize that this is a flying thing and shouldn't be chopped by your little stumpy man babies with beards.
Yeah, so an idea I toyed around with in the past was like they're just like minus 1-inch range. So basically a 1-inch range weapon couldn't hit it.
Yeah.
Or even if it's just minus half an inch, because then it's like a 1-inch range weapon can't hit it, and then a 2-inch range still can. But again, that could still easily screw over some armies.
They're not going to make it too complicated.
No.
It's Age of Sigmar is in its core very simple, so they're not going to like if a unit does this and has that, then it can't do something. But
at the same time, they do accidentally make things very complicated all of the time.
Yeah,
like the activation was.
Yeah, well, that was a thing.
So yeah, I don't know. One thing I would like to see is, you know how like some units have an ability when they charge that they do impact damage.
Yeah.
Why doesn't a big, massive hulking flying ship have that?
Well, because
It's massive
first of
and it's
all,
made of metal. And if it charged into you, it would hurt.
why are you charging with the boat? What
Well, because that
what
fits the
possible
law.
game state have you made that you are now charging with a boat?
Well, obviously it's not like something I do now, but you should be able to do it because in the law, when
Ramming
Brock
speed.
Brunson, when Brock Brunson led that combined army of like all the other skyports to free barracks on, when it's
Yeah.
blockaded, he literally is right, charge straight into their lines, and charge all the ships in. That's what he did.
That'd be a nice command ability to give
and he has it in his rules. He has a rule where when he charges on a 2+, he does more wounds. So why doesn't the ship?
Because Brock Brunson is heavier than a ship.
Obviously.
He's a well-fed little guy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it shouldn't you shouldn't charge a ship into a Maw Crusher and then it does 6 mortal wounds to the Maw Crusher because the Maw Crusher is massive as well. But I don't know. If you charge it into a little unit of elves, they're gonna get squished.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it should do something. I wonder. Do you think the Ironclad's still going to have all of the flags and the buffing ship abilities that it has now?
Maybe. I mean, maybe they put some of those things on heroes. I would like to see a way for ships to be heroes.
Oh yeah, hero Ironclad. That would be so good.
And then maybe that would be the only way it gets those buffs. Not all Ironclads have the buff. It's only if you pay the extra points. A bit like the steam tank with commander type thing.
Yeah.
A normal one.
And then that boat can unlock gun haulers for battle line. And then you've got a hero boat and battle line boat and just nothing but boat.
Yeah, you just have a whole fleet.
Yes.
That'd be really good.
Ooh. Actually, do you know what else? Speaking of whole fleets, do you know what else we're probably going to get? Some nice new battalions.
Yes. Well, yeah, they keep the existing ones, won't they, and tweak them, and then maybe add more. I don't know. It'd be good if they added some more. I would.
Do you think we're still going to keep that Stormcast battalion that we have right now?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's it was meant to be here's a fluffy sort of law one.
Yeah, and I mean, every Order army has a Stormcast battalion.
So, but maybe they will, because I don't know, it's probably, I mean, if they do keep it, they'll tweak it a bit. But it'd be nice if they did one where it had a lot less units in it. Because if you could say use that in a Tempest Eye army, that'd be really good. But at the moment, you never could because there's just far too many units.
No.
I mean, you could still use it in a KO army, but it's just you end up with so much Stormcast. It's so many minimum size units.
Yeah. No, that thing was. I don't really like the Stormcast one right now.
Yeah, and the other thing is that's got all the really old Stormcast units in it.
Oh yeah.
Not the models they want to push right now. So, and since then they've released ones that flying, there's a what's her face on that flying Pegasus thing.
Oh yeah.
Which
it could have something to do with her.
You can imagine them sort of reinventing it, so that includes something with her. And, I mean, it would probably keep things like prosecutors because that would make sense. But yeah.
Hmm.
Because she has an ability where she gives things like +1 to hit, but it's only Stormcast. So if you had something like that, but the battalion ability was that she could buff KO as well with that ability.
Yeah.
I think it's +1 to hit. Not sure.
Oh, I hope there's this Allegiance abilities that give +1 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, just give us 2+ to hit, 2+ to wound, shoot twice in a turn, all those buffs, rerolls, everything. Will be the new Bone Reapers.
I tell you one thing they could do is like, you know how like Big War has like a point system for like getting its bonuses.
Yeah.
So when it starts off, it doesn't have many, and then as the game goes on, it gets stronger because you've done certain things. They could do a similar thing for KO, where it's like the logisticator keeps sort of really doing his calculations and then sort of like, I don't know, like a profit and loss type points thing, where like, you know, you work out what the profit is going to be, and then you can work out like, right, we can spend more ammunition type thing.
Yeah, that could be cool,
and that would kind of fix this problem with like how with the resilience of the army, because we would actually get stronger as the game progresses, so you can't shoot things off turn 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's in the same vein as like the Bone Reapers command point system.
Yeah, or yeah, so could do something like that as well.
Your own kind of points, army unique points. Yeah.
Yeah, so you track like, and you can then spend points on things on certain parts. That'd be quite good.
Something like that. Well, most armies have that. Chaos will have their summoning points, but
yeah, normally it's tied to summoning, isn't it? But
yeah,
I think things like Big War and OBR.
Armies that don't have summoning still have something like that as well.
I mean, I kind of like it. I don't, because it's equally, it's also a lot of bookkeeping to keep track of. But
yeah, a lot of armies do it though.
Yeah. But good.
So yeah, I'm just so glad that we're finally getting a book.
Yeah. And
we're not the last, so there's that.
Yeah.
Well, like second to last.
Yeah.
That's fine. We were a fairly modern book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the power creep has been big in the last year or year and a half or whatever. Power creep. There's been a lot of just generally the power of armies has increased massively.
Yeah.
A new level.
It's slowly getting to that, but that happens to most. To like any game will have that happen.
Yeah, well, I think it's the speed of releases. It's not so much like that every release has been stronger after like it's not like every release is stronger than the release before. It's just more the fact that there was a level before, and because 90% of armies have had a new book now, like they've all gone from one level to like this higher level.
Yeah, so there's
they're not all on the same level now necessarily, but they're all still higher levels than they were before in terms of
strength. So you'll have normalish books like the orcs, like the ogres. They're stronger for sure, but they're not super. Like they don't change the entire power structure of the game. And then you get Bone Reapers, and they do.
Yeah.
Bone Reapers, Slanesh, Daughters of Cain? That was what did they kind of changed it, didn't they?
Yeah, it's not so much necessarily. Well, there is like one allegiance ability that's really powerful, but I think it's mostly just that the units are really efficient.
Yeah,
like if you
very points efficient.
There's like two things really there. That it's like the 5+ reroll when you attack them, and then like Marathi is like a big game-changing thing. Although a lot of people didn't realize it at first, but then with Slanesh, and that's like yeah, like only being able to put 3 wounds on something a turn is huge.
Yep. There's a couple ways to get around it.
Yeah,
The
but
corn guy.
you're still not going to delete her in 1 turn.
No, never.
Even with the ways to get around it, like you can. So, but yeah, I don't know. We were talking about battalions, and I used to think that I wanted a battalion that didn't include any ships. I'm not so sure about that now, because I think I really want them to make the ships good. So then including a good battalion that doesn't have ships is not really the way they want to go.
No. Hopefully, if they want to sell ships, they're going to make them good, and that means we're going to get a good, fluffy Kharadron Overlord ship list.
Yeah. I would like to see more flexibility in the battalion. So like, because if you look at, say, like Iron Jaws, it's like a hero and then 0 to 3 of these units, or like 3 to 5 of these units or something. I can't remember exactly, but like, and then there's like a list of units you can pick from. Whereas ours are like, yeah, you have this and this and this.
Slaanesh has you can pick the units too. Yeah.
And it's a balance, because obviously like the old Sylvaneth ones are like plus any 1 unit or any with a Sylvaneth keyword, or like any no, it wasn't even any 1, it was any number. So basically they were always 1 drop, weren't they? Which is just ridiculous. But it would be nice if there's something like the ship component in a battalion was, rather than like, oh, it has to be a frigate or it has to be an ironclad, it's like 1 plus sky vessels from the following list, and it's ironclads and frigates.
Yeah.
So you can choose what kind of ship you want in the battalion.
Well, we had what? It's 2 to 10, so that's, I mean, however many frigates you want, really.
Yeah.
When you're ever going to run more than 10 frigates?
No, what I mean is like you don't get a choice between a frigate or an ironclad. You have to have the one, or like a battalion that includes like 1 frigate and 1 ironclad.
Yeah,
would be nice, rather than just like, oh, because at the moment you have like your frigate one, your ironclad one, and then your gun hauler one.
Pretty much, and you combine them all to the
frigate. But like, if Grundstock Escort Wing let you choose between a frigate or an ironclad,
yeah,
that'd be really good.
Do a lot more with that. Oh no, wait! The Grundstock Escort Wing actually has a frigate and a gun hauler right now.
Yeah, it has the 3 gunners and it has a frigate. So, but imagine if the frigate wasn't necessarily a frigate; it was just like a choice between a frigate or an ironclad.
Yeah.
So you just
give
have
us options,
a little bit more,
just
flexibility.
More options,
and even just a little bit more choice would be cool.
Oh,
we'll see.
So my phone is also on 4% now, so I may also have to go.
You've got 4 seconds.
But it's really good to be able to do this podcast again, and we're definitely wait for the next one. It's definitely going to be shorter.
Yeah, so I think next time we get some sort of info, we'll do another one when we've got a bit, because at the moment all we have is a picture of a hero. We didn't actually talk about him that much, but oh well, we haven't got time now. But yeah, hopefully they'll do some rules previews, and we'll do another podcast at some point.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Before the book comes out, and then we'll do like heaps of reviews when the actual book comes out, and we can talk all about the new points and the strategies and.
Yeah, that's going to have to be like several podcasts.
Oh yeah.
Because we still have. We were going to do that. We were going to do a podcast before about the lore as well, because someone suggested it, and we haven't done that yet. But obviously now. Well,
we probably should have. Otherwise. If we'd done a podcast about the lore, maybe I would have known about these Zombex. Yep. Those things.
But now it kind of makes sense to do it after the Battletome, because that would be a massive lore dump.
Oh yeah. So we'll have a dedicated lore video, lore podcast about the new stuff that's coming out, and all about the Zombex. Nothing but Zombex.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Well,
See you around then.
see you around. Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year. See you next decade sometime.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Speak to you soon,
Ah,
buddy.
so many dad jokes. See ya.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll be back soon.
Very soon.